In this video, we'll take a look at the Mark tab and the entity list located on the right side of your screen. The Mark tab contains your laser settings. The first thing you'll notice is the large table of pens in different colors. By default, the laser settings for each pen are all the same, but you can edit each pen's settings and save the changes so you can easily return to those settings at a later time. To do that, first select the pen. You can either double-click a row in the pen table or highlight a pen by clicking on it once, then click on the Edit button below the table. We'll choose Pen 1 for now. In the Pen Edit window, you can name the pen as well as change the power, speed, and frequency settings of your laser for your mark. You can change the name of the pen to help you remember what the settings are for. For example, if you're using settings to mark aluminum, you can name pen aluminum. For this example though, we'll just name it sample mark. To change the laser's power, speed, and frequency, you can either enter a number in the corresponding text box or raise and lower the slider for each setting. Before clicking Apply, let's take a look at the top left corner of the window. Currently, the settings will be applied to pen number 1, which is associated with the color red. You can change the color associated with the pen number by clicking on the color block. When the color window appears, select one of the pre-made colors or create a custom color by clicking on Define Custom Colors. Once you are happy with all your settings, click OK. You can see in the table of pens that the settings for pen 1 have now been changed. With this pen selected, let's create a rectangle. I'll add a hatch so it's easier to see. You'll notice that the color of the rectangle is the same color as the color that is associated with the pen. In this case, red. This is a visual aid to help you determine which pen settings will be used when you mark your object. If I were to select this rectangle and then click on pen 2 and click Apply, the rectangle turns green, which is the color associated with pen 2. So now if I were to mark this, the shape would be marked according to the settings in pen 2. When you want to change pens, be sure to click on Apply after selecting your pen. Lastly, it's possible to mark an object multiple times and with multiple pens. As you can see here, I have different settings for my first 3 pens. Now let's edit the first one. In this window, click on the Paths tab. On the Paths tab, you can select up to 5 different pens to mark with. We can't make any changes to these settings until they're activated, so let's make sure that Activate is checked at the top. Initially, only the first row can be changed. Next to the pen is Loops. This value determines how many marking passes you want to make on the object. So if I change the value of loops from 1 to 3, I can apply the changes, click Mark, and the laser will mark the object 3 times. In addition to making multiple marking passes, you can also mark the object with different pens. To activate an additional row, you first need to change the loops for the row to a number above 0. I'll change the second row to 2 and the third row to 1. I can now choose different pens in row 2 and row 3. I'll choose pen 2 for row 2 and pen 3 for row 3. And then I will click Apply and then OK. And now if we look at pen 1 in the Mark tab, we'll see that there is a small black pen icon there, indicating that the Path tab is active for this pen.